Now from Senator McConnell. He's down in Louisville, Kentucky. And you heard Mr. Summers there. Senator, will the Republicans in the Senate be providing an alternative budget?
Well, first, let's take a look at the budget the president is offering. That's his responsibility. The majority has a responsibility to lay out their plan, George, for the next few years, and they've done it. It will double the national debt in 5 years and triple the national debt in 10 years. It taxes too much, it spends too much, it borrows too much, as you indicated, what I have said and my colleagues have said repeatedly. And it does what the president's chief of staff, he was pretty candid about it. They're taking advantage of a crisis in order to do things that had nothing to do with getting us into the crisis in the first place. They want to have a massive expansion of health care, a energy tax, which many people are now calling a light switch tax of another $600 billion. It's sort of bait and switch. What we really ought to be doing here is concentrating on fixing the financial system, which you did ask the Secretary Summers about a good bit, and the housing problem, but not using this crisis as an excuse to go on an explosion of spending. One other point. We have already authorized this year, in the first 50 days of this administration, spending at the rate of $24 billion a day, or $1 billion an hour. Another way of looking at it, just putting it in context, this $1.2 trillion that we've spent in the first 50 days is more than the previous administration spent after 9/11 on Iraq, Afghanistan, and the response to Katrina.
Well, Senator, there's a lot of criticism there, but no alternative. And the Democratic Party and the White House are going to make a real push to paint you as the Just Say No party. Look what the DNC has put up on their website. They have this clock showing that it's been 16 days, 20 hours, and 18 minutes and counting since you've had a budget. An outside group called Americans United for Change is putting out this ad this morning making the same point. Listen.
The Republican response?
No.
So what kind of budget have the Republicans proposed to get us out of the mess they created? Here are the details. That's right. Nothing.
So will you have a budget, and are you worried about that attack?
No, we are going to offer a number of amendments to the Democratic proposal.
But no comprehensive budget.
Well, it will reframe what the Democrats recommend for America over the next 5 and 10 years. And I assure you the amendments that we offer will not lay out a blueprint for doubling the national debt in 5 years and tripling it in 10 years.
But shouldn't you have to have a comprehensive approach that lays out the trade-offs? If you just have rifle shot amendments, you don't have to make all the trade-offs that you have to make in an overall budget.
Well, we're just sort of getting down in the weeds here over procedure. Through the amendment process, we would absolutely reformulate the Democratic plan. Whether you have a comprehensive approach or whether you offer an amendment approach is something that parliamentarians can debate. But the point is, we're going to have alternatives just like we had alternatives when they offered the massive stimulus package. We would have spent half as much money, we would have fixed housing, and put money back in the pockets of taxpayers. So we have offered alternatives all along the way, and we will offer numerous alternatives on the budget when it comes up.